Galactic Federation Update. July 2, 2013. 12 Ben, 1 Kumku, 9 Eb. Selamad Balik. We come with much to tell you. At this time, an exchange of legal documents is underway which paves the way for the final exchanges sanctioning the various prosperity programs to be fully funded by the dragon families. It also authorizes Kuan Yin and Saint Germain to sign disbursement papers for each of their world trusts. The individuals who make up these international boards of trustees are similarly immersed in these complex signing procedures. Concurrently, the many organizations set up to distribute these funds are alerting their regional trustees that the time long awaited by all is fast approaching. This final flurry of activity owes its legitimacy to a very special set of legal protocols, and its implementation at this time is made possible in part by the First Contact Board's sagacious use of what we call the Galactic option. This is simply the power behind the light to get things done. It has allowed favorable legal decisions to be secretly handed down, and these are now ready to bring our long journey to a most marvelous moment of manifestation. As all of this moves inexorably forward, we monitor the many schemes of the Dark Cabal. So far we have been able to neutralize the deleterious effects of the global chemtrails that the Dark has sprayed into the atmosphere for around a decade. This ongoing depredation has severely disrupted the natural balance of your atmosphere and spread pestilence and disease across the globe. It is threatening to trigger a great extinction cycle, decimating humanity as well as the entire ecosphere of the planet. Our countermeasures in this area are preparing the ground for the time after disclosure, when our technology can safely return Gaia's atmosphere, oceans, and land masses back into the state of balance that existed just after the end of World War II, in late 1945. This point of terrestrial balance can be moved. It is simply a starting point that ultimately needs to be moved back to an even more pristine time, over 2,500 years ago. This is the point to be worked toward once we have begun to distribute some of our technology among you. Once your interim government makes its initial announcements, we intend to oversee this technology dispersal and do what is necessary to ensure that the many government programs are successfully launched. This will be our prime focus before disclosure. Our sacred mission is to do all that is deemed vital to shift you toward full consciousness, as this is why we are here. Our Agarthan liaison teams and associated personnel are working diligently to push the Dark out of power. You can see that many abuses of power are still at work in all corners of your world, and while these things are upsetting for us, we remain in full compliance with the edicts laid out for us in Heaven's divine plan. Rest assured, the expressions of the Dark Cabal's arrogance are very shortly to be transformed. We have witnessed the legal rulings that your new governance will use to change many of these injustices. And soon thereafter further great changes of heart will come to pass when the Ascended Masters begin their new teachings around the world, and this will engender a great change in attitude in all your societal structures. Indeed, the truth of so many things coming to light will alter a great many perceptions among a great many people. The moment you have all been waiting for is here, the end of the stranglehold of the Dark upon your world and your lives. Each of you knows in your higher mind that this great, prophesied shift is now ready to happen. Our fleet has been compelled for a very long time to watch and merely carry out whatever assisted you in your cause in a very slow but deliberate manner. We are very pleased that a period of more direct action arrives. Our liaison teams see clearly that the Dark's grip is failing, and the resources it once had at its beck and call are dwindling fast. This reversal of fortune is being helped by our own actions, and it is our firm intention to see the shift in governance completed successfully. It is time for the light to take back this realm and ensure that you swiftly and easily return to your natural, fully conscious state. This stage of the operation is beginning now, and we hope to be able to complete the process in just over a year. To this end we joyfully proclaim our full and unwavering focus. Blessings to all. We are your Ascended Masters. We return to deliver a special message. Your world is in the final stage of a transition from dark to light. Nearly 13 millennia ago, Atlantis, due to its own arrogant miscalculations, sank beneath the waves. Its citizenry was evacuated to a planet that orbits a star in the constellation Centaurus, called Hagar, or Beta Centauri by our astronomers. The Centaurians know it as Agena. These Atlantean evacuees knew that the few survivors of that watery calamity were to be our ancestors. These fallen humans began a long, arduous journey that was ultimately to see their prodigy at long last return to full consciousness. We have watched over these generations of wanderers and witnessed the Anunnaki being given temporary control of surface Earth. It was this that resulted in our homeworld being split into two separate realms. Our sacred task down through the ages was to guide you and see that the edicts of heaven were righteously followed. A few centuries ago, the dark finally permitted a small amount of primitive technology to see the light of day on your surface world. The Anunnaki were careful to make sure that the subsequent progress using this deleterious technology was slow and accompanied by much pain and suffering for Gaia and our ancestors. We did what we could to help, to cure, and to give moral advice to all concerned. We noticed the way heaven was slowly introducing souls into Gaia who grew up to use their abilities and resources to assist us in distributing sustenance and other much-needed resources to those whose poverty and pain were most acute. We bless our associates and ask that all soon honor this good work. Now the time comes when we can openly address you about what we witnessed unfolding over the past 13 millennia. We have seen the Anunnaki create a world of ignorance, unending strife, and poverty. Wealth was used to cause bitterness and separation, and was mainly the province of a special group of minions who ruled absolutely and displayed unbelievable cruelty and endemic immorality. Such lawlessness is to cease, and this will allow the grand shift decreed by heaven to take place as planned. Then we can openly explain about the past dark times, and prepare you for your return to full consciousness. As ascended masters, we have created a sacred network which is to provide you with a universal prosperity that is linked to your sovereignty. The other side of that coin is freedom, and this unites you with your long-lost families from inner earth, heaven, and space. Hosanna to heaven and to your liberation. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Today, we discuss the progress taking place on your surface realm. The time comes for the great shift to the light proclaimed by heaven, and we come only to fulfill these decrees and bring you all home to full consciousness. Your freedom and full recognition by all of your sacred, personal sovereignty is at hand. Know, dear ones, that the countless supply and never-ending prosperity of heaven are indeed yours. So be it. Selamat Gajan. Selamat Ya, Syrian for B1. And be enjoy. Channeled by Sheldan Nidle. www.paoweb.com